Despite having a sub and facing Dignitas fresh off of their boot camp in Korea, Team Impulse has somehow managed to steal a win on the second day here at the LCS. I'm now joined by Apollo, previously known as Wiz Fusion. Apollo, what happened last night? Because your first game was maybe not the best debut for your team. Now you guys are able to come in here and beat Dig. So what happened after yesterday's game?
I think majority of the problem was our picks and bans was actually pretty weak, or maybe we just didn't play the comp well, but it was the picks that we did today was much easier to work with. Like, it was more just like group and win kind of thing rather than like looking for picks, which is what actually Dig tried to do.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Twitter chatter about Dig's picks and bans. What did you think of their comp?
I think their comp wasn't bad, but they really did have to like actively look for picks and get objectives off of it. But they gave us 3 dragons, I think, or maybe 2 dragons, and they only got like maybe 1 or 2 picks, and that it's not good enough when we have a Gnar, Corki, Lulu. We just group, and then we just got turrets and ended really quickly. Yeah.
Is that how you would sum up that game? Like, why you were able to beat them is you were just able to like group really quickly and pick off turrets? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, there's been so much conversation already about, hey, you were on Coast previously, now you're back, blah, blah, blah. So I won't ask too much about that. But I do want to ask your thoughts on what it's like playing with Adrian. Previously, obviously, played with Daydreamin', and you've obviously played with other supports in the past, even in solo queue. So what's it like playing with Adrian over your past supports?
I think, obviously, he's a little inexperienced. He hasn't played too much competitively, but he's got a lot to learn. Like, he's got a lot of growth to have. So it's, we work well just because we can learn together, and that he's, like, willing to learn together.
When I look at Team Impulse right now, I feel like there's a lot of, like, disparate people on that team. Like, you guys are all kind of coming together, and I mean, you don't even have Impact at the moment. What is it like at the team house and in scrims and all that kind of stuff working together? Because I gotta imagine you guys are a very, very unique. You have a very unique team environment, at least.
Yeah, I mean, Rush is very talkative for like not having his English that well, but I like it a lot. I thought he'd be a little more shy. But he does really good, and then Zhao Zhao is obviously still working on English, and me and Adrian are probably talking the most, obviously, in English, but it's just gonna take some time. We just have to like see what happens with Impact, and then obviously our communication isn't gonna be as high as maybe some of the top teams, but we're gonna have to get so used to each other that we can just kind of know what to do next off of instincts.
What is it like at the house? Like, outside of scrimming, do you guys ever talk to each other, or are you guys just sort of sitting there playing Hearthstone?
We're dead silent. We hate each other.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's happened a lot in competitive League of Legends, where there's just teams that behind the scenes hate each other. Yeah. Is that the case?
No, I mean, we talk. It's actually it's pretty light. We joke a lot. I think, even after a loss yesterday, I don't think we took it so heavy. It was just whatever. We didn't really scrim that much, so we weren't expecting to. I wouldn't say we weren't expecting to win, but we weren't expecting anything like amazing, right? So we played well, and we just we're just having a good time at the house.
CLG, I think, spoke at the end of last year a lot about the power of friendship. Not to make a My Little Pony reference, but this whole idea that like one of the reasons why Cloud9 is able to win so much is because they're all friends and they all work well together. Do you have, in your opinion, like any friends on Team Impulse yet, or do you see like a friendship forming among you guys?
I see a future friendship in all my teammates.
Okay. But not there yet.
I think Zhao Zhao. I mean, we're all getting pretty along. Even since Rush hasn't been here that long, we're still like getting along well. Yeah, I don't know. It's good.
What is the current situation with your coach flying?
He is in Korea.
So are you guys able to, is he assisting you guys at all, or?
He talked to us through Rush and through a translator and told us kind of, what to do, like how, like what we should respond with and whatnot. So he's been helping us even though it's remotely, but it's going to be a lot better when he actually comes in.
I had a chance to meet your translator, who I think is kind of a badass. Do you want to give me a little bit of information about him?
He's a mystery to me. Yeah.
I mean, I learned he actually understands 4 different languages, plays the piano as like crazy.
I didn't know that. I know he likes music.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a shy guy. The reason I brought this up is because obviously you guys have so many different languages on the team. It's kind of neat, in my opinion, that you guys have been able to find this translator. Have you had him for a while? Does he Have you been able to make use of him that much?
Yeah, no, he's definitely useful. Well, like you said, 3 different languages. We have to communicate some way. So whenever there's kind of like a misconception about something, he can just always butt in and just be like, "Oh, this is what he means." Because I think a lot of the times when, especially if I'm communicating with Rush, when you say something, they might not know what it means, or they might take it differently. So it just, like, I know it actually happened in the first game. I told something to Zhao Zhao, but he didn't, or actually it was in scrims. But I told something to Zhao Zhao that I thought was very basic, but I have to like dumb it down even more next time. And yeah, so once we get that down, like once we get the right, I don't know, the right words to say, then it should be better. But it's nice to have him around.
Looking at your role in the LCS AD carry, there are a lot of these kind of like titans in that role for LCS and A, especially with Piglet coming over and all that kind of stuff. How do you see yourself amongst the AD carries? And like, how does it feel to be playing this league with all these other guys?
Yeah, I think like last time, I played like on Team Coast, I thought I was doing okay. Like I thought I was, maybe like top 5 or so, or top 4. Right. But then I kind of started to realize that is more than just like the individual player. Like you have to actually work well with the team or know what to do in a team setting. And that's why a lot of people thought that, I was just like a solo queue player and that it didn't like translate into the LCS. But in reality, I was just kind of like, I didn't really understand. Like I didn't have like a breakthrough of what I was supposed to be doing. And now that, after I played for a while, I'm kind of understand what it takes to be like a top level AD carry rather than just, this guy's good mechanically, he's farming a lot or he's getting kills, but there's actually a lot more to it and that I don't think that many people see. So to answer the question, I'd say top 4. Yeah. Top
4, okay. So who else is in the top 4 with you?
Probably missing some people, but I would say like Turtle, Sneaky, Double Lift obviously are like top 3, and then maybe like 4 or 5, like that kind of areas, like me, Altec, and dang, I can't remember. Maybe
you haven't said Piglet yet.
Oh, okay, I'll say Piglet. I think Piglet's good, but
do you think you're better than Piglet? Because you rank, I said top 4, and you named 3 people that weren't Piglet. So it's a bold thing to say, is all I'm saying.
The reason why I don't want to say too much about Piglet is because, okay, yes, I do agree that he's really good mechanically, but in a team setting, I don't know exactly how well he places. So yeah, he can control his character well, like he can control his champion well, but that doesn't necessarily mean he can work well with the team. And through like watching LCS, like I can tell that Double Lift, Sneaky, Turtle know how to play as a team and know how to control the character and know how to team fight really well. I just haven't seen too much of Piglet to know.
So would you say then that the top 4 is Double Lift, Sneaky, Turtle, and yourself?
Yeah. I guess. Okay. That sounds cocky, but I guess.
If you're the one saying it, right, you have to stand by it.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I'm top 4.
Damn. Them some words. I'll make sure Piglet knows about that before you play against him. Is there anything that you want to say to any of the Tip fans out there? Maybe give them a tip?
No. That's awful. Okay, yeah, thank you for supporting us. We'll try and get better. We'll prove ourselves next week. Oh, and shout-outs to Azubu.
Thank you so much for the interview. I appreciate it. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage, still recovering from the break, at ongamers.com.